So we're going to start by taking your large piece of interfacing and ironing it onto your backing fabric. And then once that is done, you're going to go ahead and cut all of your templates. So all of your 9x6, both of your your lining with the interfacing attached and to your outside fabric. And then after that, I go ahead and put together, cut all of my elastic so that I just have a pile, and actually putting it in a container is super helpful because then it's not floating all over the place while I'm sewing. So now I'm just going to teach you how to lay the pieces together. So here you're going to have your piece that has your interfacing ironed onto your lining. That's your 9x6 square. You're going to lay this piece face down on that. So that's the outer piece. And right now I'm working with elastic. We are trying to get more supplies for the ones with string, but we're having some troubles with the supply on that. So then I put my elastic in the seam just about a little more than a half an inch. So you're gonna, like this, sorry, trying to see if you can see that. So about half an inch in, a little more than half an inch in, because you don't want to catch it in the seam as you turn. And so then you just open it up like this and turn it in like that. And so it's really gonna look like this on the inside, and you're trying to make sure that your elastic isn't twisted. And then just bringing it up like that. And so here it is right there. Okay, so then another pin. So I just try to use 4 pins per mask. I know that I sew a lot, and so that is easier for me than maybe for you. And now I lost my other piece that I was looking for. Okay, got it. So then same thing on the other side, like this. So you're just gonna put it in there like that, and so stick it right in, and just put your little pin in, and then pull your elastic up, and there you go. Okay, so it's just like that. Okay. And there we go. So now we have it. It's all set to go on the machine. And I will just do a quick, I may have done this in one of the other videos, but I'm gonna do it here again. So I start about that far from the corner, or even like 2 to 3 inches. I don't have an exact measurement, but you do want to leave yourself a significant space, like this much. So that's, you want at least 3 inches to turn it inside out, because then you're not fighting to get it out. So, okay, so let me turn the camera down towards the sewing machine again. And you see my cord? Okay, there we go. So we're gonna just put this under like that. And okay, there we go. So turning the corner. And turning that corner. Okay, so then I take my pins out, I'm gonna open it up. Oops. So there's my opener, turn it inside out. And then if you do have something pointy to help you with your corners, you can. I'm looking challenge for my tools. Let me hop on over here because I do have actually a specific tool for that. It's just really like a pointy thing, so you could use like a pencil or something like that. Sorry, I know, back to the pointy thing. So you take this, put it in your corners, but if you're, and honestly, like sometimes they don't need it, but this is super helpful. You can use a pencil with an eraser and use the back end, that's fine too. And then you're all set to go, and they're flat. I feel like you don't really have to iron them. I mean, it's just a whole nother step, and this is not perfection. I mean, these are, this is not a prom dress. It's not a wedding gown. So if you just kind of flatten it out, if your corners aren't perfect and they're a little rounded, that's okay. We're just trying to get as good as we can. So right now, I just wanted to give you just a little quick insight into how to batch out your darts. So once you have them turned and you're ready like this, then you want to, like, so for instance, like I have 4 right here. So just an example of how I do them quickly. So I've already turned them all inside out. So like if you're doing your batch of 10 or your batch of 25, literally like I do all of this. I have everything stitched together with my opening and my elastic, and everything is already in the seams. And then I turn my whole stack in. And so once it is all turned right side out, then I'll sometimes put a little pin here in my opening just to hold it closed. And so now I'm going to try to find a way to get you to see the sewing machine. Just so you I am working on sewing these up. So I'm going to start in one corner, put it under the machine like that, and then I'm just going to go. And of course I do have this industrial machine, so it's going to work at a much faster rate than your machine. So, and then put the needle down when you turn, because then it's easier to do a fast corner. I literally just put like my finger in under there and turn. Put your finger down and turn, and then turn a little bit again. This one I did kind of do a little bit more tightly than I wanted. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to turn and go down the other length of the fabric, like this. And then I'm going to, you want to make your pleats go in the same direction, so you're going to turn this way. And then again, just a little, like a little twist with your finger helps get those pleats. I mean, ideally, we're trying to go quickly because we know how great a need there is for these. And so then I'm not really super striving for perfection. I really just want you to get the hang of it down and get a good method going for yourself. So there we go. And then I'm going to turn. So you want to make sure definitely that you're going over this, the two ends at least twice. We really want to make sure that our elastic or our ties aren't coming loose and are being held down really well, because if they aren't, then the masks are not going to last a long time and they're going to get broken in the wash. Okay, so there is one. And so just to kind of give you an idea of like in terms of what I mean as far as batching, like, so just keep going. So then have your pile of ones turned inside out sitting on one side of you, and just keep circling them, and like just set that pile aside. And then and I mean, really, if you're given that kit of 10 or 25, the fastest way to do it, the most efficient way to do it, is to do each step for all of them. So for instance, before you cut, your first, oops, I wasn't thinking and I didn't do my pleats over there because I was talking to you. Before you cut your first, your lining or anything, iron on the interfacing before you cut anything, because then you don't have to cut the interfacing in single pieces. This interfacing is attached to the interfacing is attached to one of the pieces of fabric, and so you can actually just cut it all as one piece. And yeah, I'm not doing so good talking to you and sewing at the same time. So here we go. Back over those pleats again. And to be honest, I'm still working on what the proper angle is for these elastics, whether it should be coming directly out of the corner or straight out this way. I'm not totally sure. We're still looking for some feedback on those things. I think, you know, for now, as you're doing them, either one is fine. So then there's my charts. So now I have one made, and it should be about 8 inches. So because we have a 9 by 6 inch template, you have a 1/2 inch on either side for your seams. So then what I want to do is take my ruler and at the 3 inch mark here is where I'm going to like stick my finger and put the first little nose dart, like that. And then from the other side, you're gonna do the same thing. So I know that at the beginning it might seem a little bit cumbersome to always remeasure that 3 inch mark, and I would just encourage you for like the first couple of batches that you're doing to actually measure it, and then to be honest, once you get used to it and you get used to what 3 inches from either side is looking like, so literally like it's 3 inches from here to here, and that's where you fold, and your darts are not big. They're really not that big at all. And so then after you do like 100 of them, which maybe that sounds like a lot, but really 100, you can totally do 100 of them. But after you do that many of them, you're gonna know what 3 inches looks like, because I remember when I was younger, I worked in a deli, and I used to have to cut meat all the time, slice meat, and literally you're supposed to put a 1/4 pound on each sandwich. And after doing it for so long, I got used to knowing what a 1/4 pound felt like, and I would have people ask me, did you weigh that? Did you weigh that? And I said no. And then they would test me and they'd say, oh, put it on the scale. And sure enough, it would be a 1/4 pound, or so close to a 1/4 pound. Because when you do something over and over again, you will get used to the feel of what it looks like and knowing that that's the right way. So anyway, that is the little dart. So again, so 3 inches from here is what we're working on right now. I am hoping to get just even some more test kits out to people very soon to see if there's any modifications to that. That would be helpful. But for now that's what we're doing. And just thank you so much for sewing. God bless you and have a wonderful day.